Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'm delighted to be sitting here with Daniel with his fantastic film, Hooli. Let's take another clip.
You ever think about where you come from?
Like New York?
Nah, not New York.
1, 2, 3! 1, 2, 3! 1, 2, 3! 1, 2, 3!
Daniel, welcome to the NewFilmmakers LA family. We'll never let you go. No, seriously, really appreciate you bringing your brilliant film Hooli to us. For those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis.
Absolutely. Hooli is a story about two friends from two different backgrounds, one from New York and one from Hawaii, and they're navigating questions about identity, moving forward in life, getting ahead and how to do that. And it's a story of personal evolution.
It's a beautiful story. I mean, it really is, and you did so well behind and in front of camera as well. And you just made us feel like we're on this beautiful spiritual journey with you. It was nice because obviously you got to find out a little bit. There's some references to the inspiration to story, to your own personal journey. So tell us a little bit, Daniel, about where did this inspiration, where was this moment came about where you decided to turn this idea into a film?
Yeah, there's so many moments that came toward the making of this film, of wanting to make the first film.
Mm-hmm.
And
Your first film?
Yeah. It's my first narrative film.
Wow.
And I felt so inspired by a lot of the work that I was seeing in Hawaii happening.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Ah-Chong's Down in the Sidewalk in Waikiki, Chris Kukunahana's Waikiki, and then the work that I've been following through my whole life, Barry Jenkins, Spike Lee, Julie Dash, so many of these wonderful filmmakers who have just gotten what they had together and told their story, brought it to life. So Hooli came out of friendship, community, love for Hawaii, love for storytelling, and love for land, and just exploring the differences in the culture where I came from and what was happening in Hawaii, and also the ways that they can come together.
I mean, listen, if you could be here, you could feel the energy. You've got so much love for the film and what you created, but also just so much care and sensitivity to the story you wanted to do, but also the respect of the people from Hawaii, but also bringing the essence of your own experience from New York and bringing that to the surface. This was like, you know, this beautiful love letter to the landscape of Hawaii, which you created, and I could feel it in this film. It was so beautiful, and you could sense the experience that you were giving us. How did you know, you have all these thoughts and you have these inspirations and you have these ideas, but how did you want the film to look? How did you want people to feel about the film? Because it was spectacular to watch, but we also were able to go on that spiritual journey with you because you gave that to us.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that I'm very sensitive to land.
Yeah.
And I've been so blessed to have experiences with land and in connection to land that inform my sense of self, inform my sense of creative practice. I find land everywhere I go in the world to inform my practice. You know, if I'm shooting in Atlanta, I always take some time with the trees.
Yeah.
I always turn to the sky. So that was just a visual language that I wanted to, you know, integrate into the work.
Yeah.
I think a lot about, you know, how do you keep the wind in a film? How do you keep those natural elements speaking? So it's just important to me.
Well, you really did that, and I think going on to the lines of just, you know, as you know, over the history of Hawaii, how it's, you know, how it's been stolen, how it's been invaded, how the land's not been appreciated, how the natives have not been cared for the way you want when people have come to, you know, their land and their spaces. The fact that you're saying all that, I'm sure that's something they appreciate because you truly get it, and you're showing love to the land wherever you go, which is what we all should do as human beings.
Yeah,
and we should all do that, right? Clearly.
Well, I think there's a lot of responsibility because as someone who lives there and is not from there, there is an obligation to make sure that we acknowledge the history there. And I think it also, encourages us to acknowledge the history here on the continental U.S. Black history, indigenous history, displaced history, marginalized history. When we come together and look at each other's stories, so much beauty and reverence can come about. And in my experience showing the film, it's been just so powerful to see communities from Puerto Rico, other areas of the Pacific Islands, African, all across the US. I mean, so many people have said, wow, I really relate to this story.
Yeah.
So that was really powerful to me that, story can really build bridges.
Yeah.
And I mean, what are we doing with film other
Yeah.
than opening each other up to each other's experiences and just opening compassion? Yeah.
But I think it's great when you've got filmmakers that are truly sensitive to that compassion and to that land, and clearly, you have, and you're educating others through your film as well as entertaining them. Now, okay, how long you been a boxer? How long? How long you been a boxer? How has that journey come about, and I loved how you incorporated that into the film. Like, what was that experience for you like? Did you have to learn some new moves? I mean, tell me your history as a boxer.
So the boxing part came really organically. I was just boxing a bit with some of my friends out there, and I had a friend, Devin, who actually appears in the film, and he was just drilling with me, and it started as a lot of fun. And of course, there's this huge history of boxing films. It's so inherently cinematic, and I thought, if we're gonna get into more complicated subject matter in the film, I want something that also is just fun to watch and has a dynamic that just gets people into it. So it was just a lot of fun.
And your group of your cast, and I'm obviously I'm imagining your production team as well. But I mean, it's such a wonderful group of people, like on camera. How did you go about? Obviously, it's not like you're not from there, so you're obviously finding out who's a filmmaker or who wants to take part. How was that journey in bringing your cast together and also your team as well?
Yeah, there was so much collaboration. I think it was really beautiful how friendships and organic relationships connected so many dots in the making of this film. It was a beautiful writing process too, because I just had coffees with so many people, talked to them about Huli, talked to them about the history that we were evoking, and had a lot of beautiful and insightful conversations.
Yeah.
It was a real community effort. The casting was totally, we used Instagram and pulled people from gyms, and my next door neighbor is in the film.
Oh,
we
love it.
Yeah, we said, let's just find ways to bring what's in our backyard onto the screen.
Yeah.
And it's also a testament to, in front of and behind the camera, the team was so beautiful. My producers, Max, Phil, Will, Richard, Mele, everyone who contributed to this film just brought so much knowledge, and I just feel so blessed and grateful to work with such a great team.
Yeah, no, of course, and I'm sure you're going to be working on many more things together in the future as well. It's interesting when you start making a film, you got an idea about what you want to put out there to the universe, and then how making that film, then looking back and thinking to yourself, the things you've experienced. Was there anything that surprised you? Is there anything in this particular film where you look back and think, I never expected this, or things that may have happened, even challenges, but even things that you overcame or have learned particularly from making this film?
I learned so much about community and friendship at the center of what we do. I think every film has a special energy of the connected tissue of all of the relationships. And so one thing that was so special was Elijah, who plays the character Elijah in the film. Before we would shoot every day, we would really take a moment of reverence, and he would lead a kind of an exercise or a space where we would all call in our own ancestors and ask them to be with us and guide us through that day of a shoot. And that was it didn't take too much time in the day. It's maybe 5 to 10 minutes in the day.
Yeah.
But those little things to bring community together, to get the vibration of everyone on the same page, it makes such a difference. And
How powerful was that?
It was so special.
Yeah.
And I just think about that all of the time. And I've noticed that every set I've acted on after or have been a part of as a filmmaker, I have this different sense of community that I carry those experiences with me. Even if that protocol isn't a part of the beginning of the day, there are ways to keep that energy in everything
Yes.
you do. When you're sitting in the makeup chair, when you're greeting people at the beginning of the day, when you're meeting your PAs for the first time, who are
Yeah.
running around and doing all this work, keeping that openness to connect and just to be present and loving is so impactful. I learned so much from this film.
Oh, I mean, I love that, but I think that's also the fact the energy and the aura and the feeling you're creating on your set is how it should feel on a set. And you know, you built this family of people. Just, you know, this is a hard one, but like, you know, this is such a love letter to land, and it's lovely to discover that's something really important to you, and for the importance of that, the importance of ancestry, the importance of history, the importance of giving thanks to the land and everybody and everything that came before us. What would you want the people of Hawaii to take from your film? What were you hoping? Because you really did such a loving movement for them in this film.
I want to honor the land, I want to honor the people, and I want to honor the memory the land holds.
Yeah.
And I want to protect the land.
Yeah.
And be a part of that.
You're doing it.
It means so much to me. And I think it extends so far beyond Hawaii.
Yeah.
What happens to Hawaii happens to the world. We have lost our connection to land all over the world. We have lost our deep ancestral ways of knowing, of respect. And also, I just want to really clarify that this is the knowledge of my African ancestors as
Yeah.
well that has come through here. So the work is a meeting of history. It's a meeting of solidarity. I saw an exhibition in Hawaii where there's a woman named Haunani K. Trask, who was a huge leader of the Hawaiian Renaissance, of the reclamation of native Hawaiian rights and sovereignty. She was very connected to the work of Malcolm X. When I see a photograph of Martin Luther King with a lei around his neck in the Selma March, I'm seeing these images and I'm able to remember that, you know, there's a history of solidarity that cannot be forgotten.
Yeah.
We are in mythic times. We are in beautiful and life-changing times. And the more that we see each other, the more that we honor our ancestors, and the more we connect to respect land, the more we'll see abundance for all of our future generations.
Well, I mean, goodness me, I that was so beautiful, but you know, you're doing it. You found your medium of filmmaking, you found your medium of art, and through your art, you are giving back so much and educating and reminding, and I'm sure you're very much doing your ancestors very proud for the work that you're doing through filmmaking. So we need you to keep making more movies all the time. Like, we need you to keep speaking out, speaking your voice, because you know, you're gonna make some very life-changing movements, and already with this film being your first film, you know, in this respect, and you know, there's gonna be so many more films to come, and so I'm so glad you're a filmmaker, Daniel, like seriously. And now I'm dying to know, what is next for you? Where are you taking us next? Where are we going next?
Thank you so much. So I feel a real call to work internationally. So I'm working and developing projects that connect intersectional communities. You know, I'm a mixed person. So, you know, born inside of me is this understanding of the power of peace between difference and honoring difference while also embracing the things that bring us together. So I'm working on films in Hawaii. I'm working on films in the continental US, in Los Angeles. I'm working on a film next year also in New York, because I'm from New York.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm here to weave stories and weave dreams and weave community. And as an actor, as a filmmaker, it's my passion and it's my life. So I'm just really looking forward to making more.
Well, you're doing it. You're really doing it, and we're super proud of you. We're gonna follow you wherever you go, wherever you take us, whatever journey you take us on. But Daniel, wishing you so much best success, and thank you for making this film to us. Thank you for doing it for the people today, for yesterday, and for tomorrow. Really appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daniel, everybody.